Tonight on News 5 Live, a sorrowful send-off for Derek O. Several police officers are expected to be criminally charged in the wake of his tragic demise. Channel 5 does it again, this time with 9 CBU awards from last night's ceremony in Trinidad. And negative test results quells rumors of a monkeypox detection in Belize. These stories and more coming up on News 5 Live.
I'm always on the go, and the country is my home. So when I want to get away from it all, I immerse myself with my favorite movies, all from the new Smart Stream app. It's easy to use this service. Purchase your movies from the app and use your mobile data, Smart Stream data packages, or smart broadband to stream and enjoy. Be like me and stream on the go with Smart Stream.
Welcome to Design Depot, all in one place. Shop brands you know and trust, like Kohler. Welcome, GE Appliances.
Welcome.
Oran Windows.
Welcome.
Tiles from around the world.
Welcome.
Sherwin-Williams Paint and Coating. Visit us today at Mile 3 on the Philip Golson Highway or call us at 223-3768. Design Depot, all in one place.
Say hello to DigiTV. Step into the world of digital entertainment. DigiTV gives you access to 100+ channels on your TV or your mobile device at unbeatable prices. Take your shows with you wherever you go. It's a new level of freedom. Enjoy your favorite entertainment, sports, family, Latin, and local channels. No more fighting for the TV remote. You can access whenever you want from 2 devices at the same time. DigiTV is for everyone, and with the fastest fiber and mobile networks in the country, you are guaranteed to have the best experience ever. There's no installation required. Sign up for the Max package for only $40 monthly and get the first 2 months for just $30. For a limited time, get 50% off a Fire Stick when you sign up. Download the DigiTV app from the Android or Apple stores. Just WhatsApp us at 608-8888 to sign up. It's that easy. Watch, experience, enjoy DigiTV today.
KTV.
Vote for your favorite KTV contestant by texting the number of votes followed by a space, then your contestant's number, and send it to Smart Code 5885. Here are this week's contestants.
The smile on your face lets me know that you need me. There's a truth in your eyes saying you'll never.
Oh, and he don't know that I dug my key into the side of his pretty little souped-up four-wheel drive. How my days said I bet they'll never make it, but just look at us holding on.
Never felt a feeling quite this strong. I can't believe how much it turns me on just to be your man.
Remember, voting ends on Sunday at midnight. And don't forget to tune in every Tuesday live only on 5.
KTV.
Newscast is brought to you by the Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Wednesday, August 17th. I am Sabrina Daly. News 5 has confirmed that several police officers will be arraigned on Thursday in the Corozal Magistrates Court for the death of Derek O. And we have an interview with attorney Norman Rodriguez about the charges being leveled against his client, Police Constable Errol Peralta. We'll have that story shortly. But in Cristo Rey village today, the O family laid the remains of 20-year-old Derek O to rest. The young man perished in the back of a police prison van after being left unattended and was later forgotten inside. He died from a heat stroke, but his decomposing body was discovered over 12 hours later. There was a breach of protocols by several police officers, who, as we said earlier, have since been criminally charged. News 5's Dwayne Moody was up north where the family spoke about the incident. Here's that report.
My son, who had a future, a plan. He and I had so many plans, and when I went on Sunday to identify his body, I went hoping that it wasn't my son, but the clothes was his. It was him. And that night I cried, and I said to God that you are good. You did not make me go through the lake. You put me through the fire, but you never prepared me to go through this. And if the price for this, I'm sorry, Father, because I don't know who is going to question you. I am not the one to reproach you, because the children are your swords.
This is an excerpt from the emotional words shared by the mother of Derek O. during today's funeral service inside the Cristo Rey Pentecostal Church in Corozal District. The ceremony was held earlier than the family would have wanted because of the state of the body. Following the services, a procession was held through the village and the remains of the 20-year-old were taken to a final resting place. Vanessa O., his oldest sister, says that Derek was the youngest of the 3 siblings and she helped to take care of him while their mother worked. She says that she is still in disbelief about the cruelty with which her brother lost his life.
I am here standing like unbelieving, like I don't want to accept it. My heart has a pain, but my tears just cannot come out because I don't accept the fact that my brother is gone in that way, in that cruel manner, because he suffered a lot. He got suffocated on the van, and then he said the driver and in the key, and he forgot that someone was inside. And I tell him, so my brother got killed here? And they tell me no. And then I tell the police, so you tell me that if someone like you inside there and let you inside there, that you wouldn't die? I tell him. And then he just bring down his head.
Derek O. was detained by police at the San Joaquin Fiesta early Sunday morning and was placed in the back of a police prison van, which was being used as a makeshift holding cell. He was forgotten inside the van, which was later parked at the Corozal police station. There was no ventilation for over 12 hours, and temperatures that day were high. A post-mortem certified that the construction worker died of heat stroke due to prolonged confinement in enclosed space. Vanessa says that her brother, who was reportedly found nude, suffered as if though he was inside an oven.
I have some pictures of how he looks right now. He really suffered a lot because I have because right now the way he looked isn't that the way that we remembered him. He was handsome and had a beautiful smile, and then now the way I look him, even his color is not the right one because he got burned. His body was like on an oven. His color, his face completely changed, and he's like black now, and that was not his normal color because the color now was because on the way he was on the van, and the van was like cooking him, his body, so his body color changed.
Vanessa explains why they did not go looking for Derek when he didn't return that night from the San Joaquin fiesta.
It was a cruel situation because my brother had dreams, and people say that why they took so long, and why they didn't go looking for him. People think that we didn't love him, but we loved him much. And my brother used to do us that routine that on Fridays he get paid, and he used to hide from us. He was like mischievous and go around, and then we would go around asking, have you seen him? Have you seen him? Because he got affected by a past relationship. So I was like, have you seen him? And we would go around. My mom sometimes would say like, they tell me your little brother, they saw him in the field. And I tell my mom, do you want us to go and look for him? And then she was like, yes, I want. So we used to walk the village and look around for him. Sometimes I used to go at my bicycle and go around to see where was he drinking, and then he usually come back Saturdays or night or Sundays, because like he worked Mondays, he always appeared Sunday morning or on the afternoon.
While his life has been cut short, Vanessa says that Derek had so much that he wanted to accomplish.
He really had many dreams. He wanted to go back to school. Yes, he did. He told my mom that he will, because my mom was like, I am willing to help you if you put your interest, because he was really a smart boy.
On Tuesday, Minister of Home Affairs Karim Musa told the media that the families should be compensated for the loss of their loved one at the hands of the police. Dwayne Moody for News 5.
Several police officers are expected to be arraigned tomorrow for manslaughter in connection with the death of Derek O. Attorney Norman Rodriguez is representing one of the accused officers, Police Constable Errol Peralta. We spoke with him just before news time. Here is what he told us.
I was informed that he, from some source, was advised that he will be charged tomorrow for manslaughter. Those are my instructions.
So what now is your next step in the process?
Well, I have to go to his arraignment, and there will have to be an application for bail, and I will try to convince the court to grant him bail so that he can, I don't know, it's a tough move, it's a tough situation he's in. One day you are a community police officer, and one day again you're asked to do a favor, and you end up in this situation.
So what do you think are the chances of him getting bail tomorrow? I would imagine that there's nothing that stops him from getting bail.
It is a bailable offense at the magistrate's court. It's not one of those from which the magistrate is exempted, or his or her powers are taken away from giving bail, right? So I believe that it's not something that the court will refuse.
What has your client briefed you, if anything at all, as to what may have transpired and how you fit into him defending his case?
I will say this much, that my client was working the grounds, but he was not working in the position that would have placed him to the detention of the young man or the moving of the young man. I was made to understand that it might have been the SPU who detained the young man. My client was, as I'm instructed, my client was not there when that was done. So he had no knowledge, and when he was asked to park the van, to move the van from one point to another point, he did that. So it's not that if the instructions that I have received are true, then he cannot be faulted. And I'm saying that if he's going to be charged, then I would want to see how they will establish a case against him. The society will cry, if they're charged for manslaughter, the society will cry, that is not the correct charge, they would want murder. But those who advise the police to bring certain charges must look at what is in the mind of the person in addition to the act that is done that becomes the crime. So You asked me in my mind, from my instructions, I don't even believe that my client should be charged, but I am not the police. The police has to do its work, so I will just have to respect what they do. And then when we get into court, that is where we do what we have to do.
Tonight, the Human Rights Commission of Belize is calling on the Belize Police Department to improve and enforce disciplinary measures. The commission says that the circumstances surrounding the death of Derek U are incredulous and a travesty. The release says, quote, while the Commissioner of Police, Chester Williams, has indicated that the department will ensure a full and thorough investigation into the matter, we call on the government to look into more severe punishments for law enforcement officers who are found culpable of gross negligence and breach of protocols, unquote. The release goes on to say that the damages to victims or their families should be the liability of the officers to also contribute to the cost. But how is that quantum determined? Earlier today, when the media spoke with Vanessa U, she broke down how the family felt.
It was so cruel. I know he knew that he was going to die inside there because the way my dad saw him he was naked. Because he took out his clothes, I think he was trying to get some air. He was trying to survive, but then it was so many hours. And I do hope he remembered that what we used to tell him, my mom, every morning and every night. I used to hear it, and it's not a lie. Telling my brother that to find God, to repent, that God loves him. Each one of you have a son and have a daughter, or a brother, or a family member. But you guys forget that when you bring people, you like to treat the people that you bring like animals, forgetting that you have family, forgetting that you have children, and every family has a family member that gives trouble, But you still love that family member, even if he gives trouble. Our family just want justice for my little brother because he's suffered a lot. And I would like also to, like you guys know, Officer Williams and some officers came yesterday to my house. I would like to thank you for his visit. And I would like to shout out that we want justice, and thank you to the Belizean people who are contributing and speaking out.
On Tuesday night in Trinidad and Tobago, the Caribbean Broadcasting Union held its Caribbean Media Awards 2021. It was the first presentation ceremony held in person since 2019, and the media houses from the Dutch, English, and Spanish Caribbean topped the list of awardees announced during the 53rd CBU General Assembly in Tobago. The outstanding work of regional media professionals was recognized in annual competition that saw entries being submitted from Caribbean media houses, including Great Belize Television Channel 5. Last night, we won big and walked away with 9 television awards in various categories. News 5's Isani Cayetano reports.
The award for the Best Financial Literacy Journalism piece goes to Doing Business Under COVID from Belize, the Great Belize Productions Limited.
It's a proud moment for our newsroom. Once again, my News 5 colleagues have all done well, earning themselves the distinction of being among the best reporters in the region. Throughout the year, we work tirelessly to bring you the stories of Belizeans at all levels of this small society. More often than not, it is a thankless job. To know that we are being recognized by the Caribbean Broadcasting Union as the best journalists in various categories of reporting year on year is fulfilling.
For me, it's really about having the privilege to be able to tell our stories. You know, as a Belizean, being out there and being able to tell the stories of other Belizeans. And so that's what means the most to me about these 2 awards.
It's Paul's first entry into the annual Caribbean Media Awards, and already he has a pair of accolades to add to his growing resume. In the categories of Best News Item and Financial Literacy Journalism, he bested reporters from several other countries who are also competing for this prize.
4 years ago, going to 5 years, when I first began my career as a journalist, I set a goal that within 5 years, I would have been able to achieve something that I'm proud of. And so for me to be entering that 5th year and have received these 2 awards, it's huge. For me, it sets the stage for me knowing that there's a lot that can be accomplished, and that with the great team that I'm working around, that we can win even more awards.
For Marian Ali, the weathered reporter among us, snagging an award upon her return to the fold is a testament that she has not lost her knack for expert storytelling.
It happened for me 12 years after leaving Channel 5. And like people would say, you know, you're old but you're not cool. Because when I came back, it was mid-year or past mid-year. And then everybody knows that I was struck with one of the worst bouts of COVID, which was the Delta variant. So that had me out like 5 weeks too. So the time span for me to have produced the award-winning piece was really shortened by several months. So I'm very pleased, I'm very humbled and honored. And I think it's, like I told you the last time, it's a lesson to everybody out there that when you set your mind to do something, nothing is impossible.
And the winner comes from the Great Belize Productions for Best Investigative Report in Television.
Indeed, tenacity and grit have resulted in Dwayne capturing the most coveted award in journalism. He won for Best Investigative Report for a story he did last year on coastal piracy. The hard work in getting that news piece off the ground has paid off.
People don't realize the amount of work that goes into putting together an investigative piece. Sometimes it is hard to get by on information that should be readily available, and so I think that is what is rewarding from this, that I was able to put together this story with help from the newsroom, with help from all these different persons who we were able to interview, and it actually came out good. Kudos also to Rick Romero, who helped with putting it, the videographer who helped to put it together, no?
Along with Rick Romero, our cameramen Daryl Mogel and Chris Mangar. This year, Mangar won on a new category for Best Videographer. More comfortable behind the viewfinder than he is in front of the lens, Chris chose to shoot the story instead of granting me an interview. Congratulations to him nonetheless. All in all, Dwayne said it best. Success on the regional stage is not only a win for our newsroom, it's proof positive that Belize does indeed have preeminent talent.
A win for myself, for any of my colleagues. It's a win for the station, a win for the country.
And if you were wondering, yes, I sat this one out and may return to compete again sometime in the future. Congratulations, guys. We've done ourselves proud. Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Cayetano.
At the end of the annual General Assembly, Great Belize Productions Limited was elected to the board of the Caribbean Broadcasting Union. Coming up, reports of monkeypox in Belize. Tests so far prove negative.
Good Vibration presents the Belize Jerkfest 2022 inside the Marion Jones Stadium, featuring Massacre live in concert. DJ Jashi, Jada Kingdom, Sweet Pink Band, Papa John, King Rome, and more. It's going down Saturday, August 20th. Get your tickets at BelizeJerkfest.com. General tickets 100 and 130 at the gate. VIP 150 and 180 at the gate. Get your tickets at BelizeJerkfest.com. Y'all know what it is.
Keep still now.
Ouch.
I tell you no move.
Ma, you really can't get a mannequin for this, ma? Really?
Well, son, If I never lend you the $2,000 to buy the kids' computer and the book, I may have the money for buy my mannequin.
It's definitely better to borrow from the bank than from your friends or relatives. This way, all you owe is money.
Would you like me to turn around?
That would be good. Turn on, turn on, turn on.
Take advantage of the back-to-school promotion currently being offered by the Belize Bank.
That'll be $50. Thank you. Wait, hey, this 50 is a fake.
How do you know it's a fake?
What are you talking about, sir? How can I identify a genuine note from a fake note?
Well, a genuine 50 has a watermark with the Jaguar and the written words of the 50, also a thread.
Know your money and know a fake one when you see it. Do not rely on any one security feature. Look for the clarity and quality of printing. The printed lines and colors should be sharp and clear. Feel the quality of the paper and the raised print. Hold the note up to the light to see the windowed security thread. It should form one complete line when held up to the light. The watermark and denominational electrotype. The Jaguar is the watermark in the $100 and $50 notes. The Sleeping Giant is the watermark in the $20, $10, $5, and $2 notes. The see-through feature. The parts of the design printed on the back should fit exactly within the unprinted areas of the front to form the complete design. Check the $100 note for the toucan hologram with the periwinkle flower overprint. Tilt it to see the small images of the toucan and the numeral 100. Check the $50 note for the green foil angelfish. Check even closer. Use an ultraviolet light to see the fluorescent features. Use a magnifier to see the microlettering. Tiny letters that read Central Bank of Belize and the value of the note. Stop the circulation of counterfeit Belize currency notes. Pass all counterfeits to the police at once. It is a criminal offense to hold or use a counterfeit. Be safe, be sure, know your money.
Summer is coming to an end, so let's end it with a bang. Come see kids from all over the country while they take center stage to show off their talent on Open Your Eyes Summerfest 2022. That's right. Mark your calendars, Friday, August 26th at 6:30 a.m. at Channel 5 on Coney Drive. Come and start your on and right with kids singing and dancing. Also, come take advantage of great food, entertainment, and loads of back-to-school giveaways, including gifts for the first 100 kids who enter the fest. And the best thing of all, entrance is free. So, what are you waiting for? Set your alarm and pencil in that date because Summerfest 2022 is one event you don't want to miss. There were images and perhaps even reports circulating today suggesting that monkeypox is present in Belize. The reports caused concern among some people, some of who took to social media to express their worry, particularly because of the time of the year. But a check-in not too long after with the Director of Public Health and Wellness, Dr. Melissa Diaz-Musa, quickly debunked that report. When we caught up with Diaz-Musa today at an event, she told us there's been no confirmed case of monkeypox just yet, and that health officials believe that when it is detected, it will not originate from anyone coming from neighboring countries.
I think to date we have tested 3 persons so far that have come back negative, and every week we're doing our testing. I think we have four or five other persons as well that we're currently testing. These persons do not, as I said, meet the exact criteria to say that they're a suspect case, but because we've enhanced our surveillance and we want to ensure that we pick up even if persons don't immediately meet that criteria, we're picking up cases fast, isolating quickly, and managing as quickly as possible. We can test in Belize already, so the turnaround time is about 24 hours, although we give ourselves generally once weekly. Depending on the caseload, this can be increased because we do have reagents, and we need to ensure that if we do have truly a suspect case, it's done outside of that scheduled testing so that we could identify the first case as soon as it's here. We, as I'd mentioned earlier, we don't think that a case would come through the borders. It's more than likely that somebody would present to one of our health facilities, just because of the way that it spreads, and mainly because you don't have a rapid test or something to detect monkeypox at PGIA or at any of the border points. And it's unlikely that somebody with a widespread rash would be traveling, and it won't be picked up by our surveillance officers.
This morning, public health officials engaged in the MH Gap at the Carl Huchner Memorial Hospital. It is a training session aimed to create awareness among non-specialists such as general practitioners, nurses, and others who are frontline healthcare providers that may be the first to receive people who have mental health issues. Director of Public Health and Wellness, Dr. Melissa Diaz-Musa, says that this is the first ever training at the KHMH, but that it has been conducted in other regions.
The MH Gap has started out in Belize from about 2013, and we have done training continuously at our regions, but now we're trying to ensure that other areas as well, private sector, community health workers, everybody's involved in detecting mental illness early, even if somebody presents to hospital for any other reason. We need to put the importance of mental illness. We need to bring down stigma and biases when it comes to persons who have mental health issues. And the pandemic itself has highlighted the mental health issues that we have, globally. It's important now for us to refocus, re-strategize in the Ministry of Health and look at areas that we have forgotten or neglected and ensure that we put back the importance in that and ensure that we're truly looking at prevention and wellness for our society.
The COVID-19 virus has waned significantly since it bore down on us in March 2020. In its wake, it left over 600 people dead and many more still living with residual effects of the illness. And while the Omicron variants that are present are not as deadly or severe, parents of school children returning to classes are still being encouraged to send their little ones to school with their face masks. Director of Public Health and Wellness, Dr. Melissa Diaz-Musa, explained that while there is no mask mandate in effect, because the nature of children is to have more hands-on interaction, the mask can prevent a spread of whatever is going around.
There is no mandate at this point for any of the public health measures, but we do continue to encourage sanitizing, especially that children might sneeze or cough in their hands, constant sanitizing in each classroom, spacing if needed, and wearing of masks, especially if there is not the ability to have some distance between the kids. We remain with the similar advice that we've had before with regards to ensuring that if your child is sick or if somebody in the home has flu-like symptoms, has a cough, cold, feeling fatigue, fever, not to send your child to school, to inform the school that somebody is at home, somebody has tested positive for COVID-19, just to ensure that we can break this transmission and ensure that we don't have another outbreak.
Diaz-Musa says the schools will resume with pediatric vaccinations when schools reopen. She also encouraged people who have not been up to date with their vaccines or boosters to get those shots when the new batch arrives in country in the next few weeks. He was busted back in December 2020 in Orange Walk with over 40 pounds of weed. But tonight, the trial for Dion Bellini, charged for possession of a controlled drug with intent to supply, was adjourned to August 23rd. The trial for the interdicted cop was transferred to Belize City and will be heard before Chief Magistrate Sharon Fraser. The adjournment comes on the heels of Bellini's attorney Arthur Saldivar requesting notes of evidence in the trial, which commenced a week ago. Interdicted Police Constable George Fraser has already testified, and Saldivar feels that his evidence is very pertinent in the way forward in representing his client. While she was reluctant to grant the adjournment, Chief Magistrate Fraser felt that in fairness of the accused, she granted an adjournment for next week, Wednesday. Prosecutor ASP Hector Rodriguez has called 2 witnesses so far, PC Fraser and a civilian witness. Bellini, at the time of his arrest, was stationed in San Ignacio Cayo and is a former GSU officer. After the break, BTB partners with the BDF to increase security along the Caracol Road.
I'm on my way to Venice, where I can get what I need and save some money. After 75 years in the business, nobody do it like Venice. Hello, how may I help you? Anything you need, we got you. Whether it tools or tiles, lights and fans, we are serving with a smile. Genuine plumbing and electric supply, quality construction supply, heating and air condition, 100% Belizean. Venice, celebrating 75 years. Quality and savings, quality and savings. Venice, celebrating 75 years. Quality and savings, quality and savings. Venice, celebrating 75 years. Quality and savings. Quality and savings.
Keep still now.
Ouch.
I tell you no move.
Ma, you really can't get a mannequin for this, ma? Really?
Well, son, if I never lend you the $2,000 to buy the kids' computer and the book, I may have the money for buy my mannequin.
It's definitely better to borrow from the bank than from your friends or relatives. This way, all you owe is money.
Would you like me to turn around?
That would be good. Turn on, turn on, turn on.
Take advantage of the back-to-school promotion currently being offered by the Belize Bank.
Taking its name from the venerable father of the nation, the George Price Highway stretches 77 miles from Belize City to Benqueviejo. Originally built in the 1930s, this cross-country highway system is the artery that links Belize to Central America at the western border with Guatemala. That connection facilitates overland trade, supporting Belize's economic development. Winding its way across the scenic countryside, the George Price Highway from Roaring Creek to Esperanza has been fully reconstructed to meet international standards, with particular emphasis on road safety. A shorter and hassle-free commute is best enjoyed when everyone obeys the traffic laws. To reduce the number and frequency of road traffic accidents, it means that a seatbelt must be worn at all times and the speed limit observed when traveling along the highway. It also means that pedestrians must use sidewalks and crosswalks where available. Buses should only board and discharge passengers at a designated bus stop. Road safety is everyone's responsibility. It begins with you.
Westrac Limited is committed to working hard every day to ensure you get the right products at the most affordable price. We strive to have the greatest selection of quality, affordable, and timely products and services that will enhance your personal or corporate lives. With an extensive line of products, we'll be sure to have what you need. For even faster service, you can contact us on Facebook, WhatsApp, or by email. We look forward to seeing you come through our doors at your nearest Westrac branch today.
Make your summer better. Over $35,000 in cash and prizes with Smart Summer Sweepstakes. Here's how you can enter for a chance to win. Purchase any device, sign up for a smart postpaid, broadband, or VoIP plan, use $50 or more regular prepaid credit, do a SIM swap, or text to the short code "You Win" 8946, and in the body of the message, enter the number of entries you would like to purchase. Each entry costs only 50 cents.
Don't waste any time. You can be the winner of weekly prizes starting July 1st. All methods give you more chances to win. Airline tickets, overnight stays at numerous resorts, cash prizes, gift certificates, and much, much more. One lucky person will win the grand prize of a $10,000 shopping spree courtesy Court and Smart.
Promotion ends September 16, 2022. So make your summer better by getting in the race to win with Smart Summer Sweepstakes. Smart, bringing people together.
KTV.
Vote for your favorite KTV contestant by texting the number of votes followed by a space, then your contestant's number, and send it to Smart Code 5885. Here are this week's contestants.
The smile on your face lets me know that you need me. There's a truth in your eyes saying you'll never.
Oh, and he don't know that I dug my key into the side of his pretty little souped-up four-wheel drive. How my
They said I bet they'll never make it, but just look at us holding on.
Never felt a feeling quite this strong. I can't believe how much it turns me on just to be your man.
Remember, voting ends on Sunday at midnight. And don't forget to tune in every Tuesday, live, only on 5.
The Belize Tourism Board donated a Nissan pickup truck to the Belize Defense Force this morning. BDF officers have agreed to use the pickup truck to assist tourism police officers in patrolling the Caracol Road in Cayo District. During this morning's handing over ceremony at Price Barracks, BTB and the BDF signed a memorandum of understanding for further collaborative efforts within the Chiquibull Forest Reserve. News 5's Paul Lopez reports.
The Belize Tourism Board has partnered with the Belize Defense Force to provide additional security along the Caracol Road located within the Chiquibull Forest Reserve. This is being done through the signing of a memorandum of understanding as well as the donation of a patrol vehicle. Belizeans as well as international visitors traverse the highway on a daily basis to visit the Caracol Archaeological Site and the many accommodations located across the reserve.
Today is just another example of the collaboration between the Ministry of Tourism and Diaspora Relations, BTB, with other ministries to ensure that the tourism infrastructure and the tourism industry is at a level that we can compete globally. Security is a crucial part of creating an environment or a feel whereby people feel safe.
Prince William and Kate Middleton, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge's visit to Caracol during their trip to Belize is a testament of the site's importance to Maya history.
The Belize Defense Force has a station at the Silva, some troops that monitor the going in and coming out of tourists. This vehicle will assist and will enhance their mobility in the area so that they can respond to any issues that may arise in the area between the Silva and Caracol.
The area has not been without incidents. In September 2014, a tourism police officer and his team came under fire while patrolling near Caracol, allegedly at the hands of Guatemalan encroachers. One officer died in that occasion. The site was reopened 1 month later after a Belize delegation met with Guatemalan officials to agree that coordinated operations would be conducted to combat illegal activities and transnational crime.
Since that incident, we have not had any major incident in that area. And perhaps one of the reasons is that the pandemic made the tourism in that area very slow. And but we are now picking up, and we are now looking forward to a very active tourism activity in the area. So we want to make sure that those activities and illegal activities that happened before does not happen again.
The Belize Defense Force is now equipped to assist with the efforts of tourism police officers already patrolling the area. With a new road being built from the George Price Highway to Caracol, the Ministry of Tourism anticipates an increase in traffic to that location.
If you look at Acapulco, that was one of the leading tourism destinations for Mexico, and because of the crime and violence, that has gone down significantly. So this is a start, working with Honorable Balona as well to refurbish and rehabilitate the police station at the Mount of San Antonio, which is an artery to the Mountain Pinage area. And we will start that work sometime in the next couple of weeks. And so this is just the first step.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
The funeral service for BDF officer Lance Corporal Roxani Hale Goff will be held on Thursday in Doublehead Cabbage. As we reported, Lance Corporal Hill died in a tragic road traffic accident that took place last Thursday on the George Price Highway. Following the accident, counselors sat down with many of Hill's fellow female officers at Price Barracks to help them process their grief. Jermaine Burns, the Chief of Staff at the Belize Defense Force, spoke with reporters earlier today.
Just Monday, there was a counselor that came from the EAP program within the government that saw two individual groups. You would imagine these are females that were the bulk of those that were seen in this very building, and they were seen for an entire day, counseled, and then the BDF wellness team took over that counseling. That's going to be an ongoing process. The grieving process has a couple of stages that they'll be going through, but I'm happy to report that the females within the BDF has garnered the strength to be burying their own tomorrow in the Doublehead Cabbage area. The BDF is conducting the entire ceremony. The process is normally we would engage the family, and if the family agrees to a complete honorable burial by the BDF, then we go ahead and do just that. And that is what the family has agreed to, and that is what we will be giving Lance Corporal Roxani Hale Goff. So that's what she gets tomorrow. Yes.
And those BDF officers who survived last week's tragic road traffic accident are in recovery. 8 of the 10 surviving officers have been released from the hospital. 2, however, remain hospitalized at the KHMH. One of those officers is currently in need of blood donations. Jermaine Burns, the Chief of Staff at the Belize Defense Force, gave us the update.
Thus far, 6 of the 8 have been released to the care of the BDF, and some to their families with the more minor injuries. There are 2 soldiers, of whose name I don't have on hand. One with the femur that I spoke about that had damaged his femur, and the other with some cuts and abrasions, which has been sorted out already. He had taken surgery. The one with the femur, though, is the soldier that requires negative blood. Any negative class blood would work. And we're appealing to the public for assistance with that, because in our numbers in the BDF, we only have 13 guys with that class of blood, and out of the 13, we've only managed to get about 4 units thus far. And we had a civilian that has donated, so we have a 5th unit. We're appealing for about 3 more units for that soldier before he can take surgery. His surgery is not as urgent, but it's a broken femur and he needs a surgery, and he would require those 8 pints of blood.
When we return, the Ministry of Defense responds to marine security concerns in southern Belize. But first, here's the weather forecast with data from the Belize Met Service.
When all hope is lost and the days ahead look grim, we find ourselves looking for someone to shake things up, rescue us, and point us in the right direction. What if the one we've been waiting for has been here all along? Join us for our new series, Troublemaker, as we learn about a man who wasn't afraid to stand up for what's right to make this world a better place.
Belize Tropical Hemp Company Limited introduces its new CBD products. CBD milk chocolate and CBD dark chocolate. Vegan, gluten-free with no GMO. CBD oil, 100% natural, provides many health benefits such as relieving pain and anxiety and improved heart health. Hemp cigarettes come in a pack of 10 natural hemp smokables. CBD seaweed, natural and refreshing, rich in vitamins and minerals. All products are produced and packaged by Belize Tropical Hemp Company Limited.
Messi! Off goal! What a goal from Leo Messi! What an incredible strike from Leo Messi! Neymar and Messi is standing over this. Messi.
Great entertainment stays with you, and we bring you great entertainment. Next Gen, the ultimate digital experience.
Keep still now.
Ouch.
I tell you no move.
Wow. You really can't get a mannequin for this, man? Really?
Well, son, if I never lend you the $2,000 to buy the kids' computer and the book, I may have the money for buy my mannequin.
It's definitely better to borrow from the bank than from your friends or relatives. This way, all you owe is money.
Would you like me to turn around?
That would be good. Turn on, turn on, turn on.
Take advantage of the back-to-school promotion currently being offered by the Belize Bank.
Biodegradable plastics. When talking about plastic, don't you always hear people say that this plastic or that plastic is biodegradable, eco-friendly, environmentally friendly, green, or even ecological? Well, the truth is that these words and many others like them are often used to give the impression that the product is better for the environment. When shopping, the terms to look for are bio-based, compostable, or environmentally degradable plastics because they are tested against specific standards to ensure that they are broken down with minimal impacts to the environment. But what does biodegradable really mean? To put it simply, it is the breakdown of something into water, carbon dioxide, and biomass by the action of living organisms, usually bacteria or fungus. However, people call some plastics biodegradable, but they never fully break down because they still contain plastics made from petroleum or inorganic material. The plastics just break down into tinier pieces called microplastics, which then enter the food cycle through the ingestion by animals that people eat. Don't be fooled, check your labels. Click on the link below to see what you can do to help end the nightmare of single-use plastics. I'm Alison Castillo, and now you know.
Download the SmartStream app on the Android Play Store and create your account to get access to movies and stream at home or on the go. Prepaid customers can purchase regular data packages or get a discounted rate on a special SmartStream package by dialing 7737. Postpaid customers will be billed monthly. Never miss a movie again with SmartStream.
Summer is coming to an end, so let's end it with a bang. Come see kids from all over the country while they take center stage to show off their talent on Open Your Eyes Summerfest 2022. That's right, Mark your calendars, Friday, August 26th at 6:30 a.m. at Channel 5 on Coney Drive. Come and start your morning right with kids singing and dancing. Also, come take advantage of great food, entertainment, and loads of back-to-school giveaways, including gifts for the first 100 kids who enter the fest. And the best thing of all, entrance is free. So, what are you waiting for? Set your alarm and pencil in that date because Summerfest 2022 is one event you don't want to miss.
The Ministry of National Defense and Border Security is facilitating a series of strategic and operational actions to address recent reports of sea piracy off the coast of the Stan Creek District. The Commandant of the Belize Coast Guard met with fisherfolk in the south to devise a plan of action following the reports. Additionally, law enforcement officers are collaborating to determine the root causes of these acts and threats of violence. Retired Brigadier General Daria Tapia, CEO in the Ministry of Defense, spoke to reporters earlier today about the ministry's response.
Earlier last week, we received a letter from a fishermen cooperative asking the ministry to support operations at sea for security reasons for the fisher folks. And so the ministry directed the commandant of the Coast Guard to meet with the fisher folks and the cooperative to address the situation. They met yesterday, and hence the press release was sent out because the Coast Guard is now going to launch operations at sea to address the issues of security concerns that the fisher folks have. As you are aware, the fisher folks play an important role in our fishing industries. I believe that it has been going on for a period of time. Now and again, the Coast Guard does operation, but because you know that some stuff are seasonal, and when it's open season, then that's when, especially, we just recently had the lobster season open, and then people go and steal the lobster from the fisher folks, and hence that's when sometimes you see the more activities of the Coast Guard to patrol those areas where they are fishing for lobster. We will soon come to the conch season being open.
Is this a situation where you have Belizeans preying on Belizeans, and more concerning than that, fisher folk taking a rival position against other fisher folk?
Of course, that's part of what the Coast Guard addresses along with the police. I know of a number of operations that have been done jointly with the police to tackle those gangs that operate out there, in particular in the southern waters.
The Belize Defense Force Air Wing is in need of new operational aircrafts. Established in 1993, many of its aircrafts have since been decommissioned. The number of aircrafts currently operational is insufficient, and so the Belize Defense Force is looking for a new fleet. But an aircraft for military purpose does not come cheap. The United States government is donating a Cessna Caravan in 2023 to track illicit flights, but that is only one airplane. The Chief of Staff at the Belize Defense Force told us more.
We are looking at trying to obtain new aircraft. You would imagine that the aircraft that we have has all been nearing that point of where we need to write them off. The Air Wing started back in 1993 with 3 Islanders and a Cessna that was donated by Mexico, and 3 Islanders from our British counterparts. 1 Islander remains, and it has about 5 years on it that remains. We're sourcing 2 engines for that, and 2 propellers has recently been bought for that machine. When those engines have run their time, which is we calculate to be about 5 years, that aircraft would be decommissioned. We've decommissioned a number of other aircraft over the years, starting from around 2015. I was a commander then of the Air Wing, and I remember decommissioning 2. We are recently put in for the decommissioning of the Piper and the helicopters, we are test flying the last UH-1H that we have. And that is still good to go. It had a blade issue the other day, but you'll see it flying pretty soon, and within a week or so. It's test flying right now. But we are looking for new aircraft. We have a donation coming in next year from the Americans in the form of a Cessna 208 Caravan, and that is similar to the ones that the local airlines fly. And that will be fitted with a particular radar that's going to assist us in tracking those illicit flights in the nighttime.
A new helicopter for the Belize Defense Force Air Wing can cost $12 million at minimum. Chief of Staff Burns highlighted this fact when asked about efforts to replace the helicopter that crashed back in February of 2020 near the Gales Point Wildlife Sanctuary.
If it isn't a donation, we would have to look at a program that de-reserve a lot of taxpayers' dollars to try and purchase something like that. And a one-off purchase of a really good helicopter, if you're buying it out of the Bell shop, it is looking at something around the 12 million Belize dollars, 6 million US, the basic helicopter that the BDF would require. And the initial purchasing is not the issue. It is the maintenance. It would cost you 3 times that amount depending on what coverage you want to have over the country. And so helicopter flying is pretty expensive.
Just ahead, the National Celebrations Commission donates funds for September celebrations across the country.
The Social Security Board, in collaboration with the Labor Department, takes this opportunity to remind insured persons of the requirements for compensation when on sick leave. Any employee who has worked with an employer for at least 2 months is entitled to 16 working days of sick leave with full pay every year. This is how it works. Upon approval of a sickness or injury benefit claim by SSD, 80% of the employee's weekly insurable earnings is paid as a Social Security benefit, and the difference in the employee's salary is paid by the employer. This is to ensure that the employee does not suffer any loss of wages when ill. After 16 days, compensation for sick leave is paid as a Social Security benefit only. Some conditions apply. This message is brought to you by the Social Security Board and the Labor Department. Social Security Board, safeguarding you, your family, your future.
In 2018, I was diagnosed with cervical 4A, stage 4A cancer. First, it was a size of a grapefruit. That's what the doctor told me. The kidney got enlarged. I couldn't do any chemotherapy because of the kidney. So I had to do only radiation. And I did my first session of 25. And then when I finished with the 25 sessions, I went back, she checked it, and she saw 4 centimeters. And I went back for the next 10 days. And after that, when she checked it again, she said, oh, it's like nothing is there. It wasn't painful, but it's a machine that you go under, and they have like a big, like a circular, and that goes 5 times. You will take 5 minutes. 5 minutes to do the radiation, 1 session. Then you go back the next morning, another session. Well, I personally will highly recommend Galenia Hospital because of its good services, friendly staff, the doctors, very caring. Well, I just want to thank them for everything that they have done for me, you know, the staff and the doctor, especially Dr. Jamie, because she was my doctor for the radiation. No?
Dwayne Moody, Isani Cayetano, Marian Ali, Paul Lopez. Your News 5 Belize teams do whatever it takes, go wherever they need to go, so you can catch the story wherever you are, whenever you want, on whatever device. Channel 5 Belize on television, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, because news is now everywhere, all the time, and so are we.
Make your summer better. Over $35,000 in cash and prizes with Smart Summer Sweepstakes. Here's how you can enter for a chance to win. Purchase any device, sign up for a smart postpaid, broadband, or VoIP plan, use $50 or more regular prepaid credit, do a SIM swap, or text to the short code. You win 8946. And in the body of the message, enter the number of inches you would like to purchase. Each entry costs only 50 cents.
Don't waste any time. You can be the winner of weekly prizes starting July 1st. All methods give you more chances to win. Airline tickets, overnight stays at numerous resorts, cash prizes, gift certificates, and much, much more. One lucky person will win the grand prize of a $10,000 shopping spree courtesy Court and Smart.
Promotion ends September 16, 2022. So make your summer better by getting in the race to win with Smart Summer Sweepstakes. Smart, bringing people together.
The Global Fund is providing over $3 million in grant funding through the National Health Insurance to 5 organizations to allow them to continue with their health-related projects for 2022 to 2024. The 5 are the Civil Society Organization Hub, or CSO Hub for short, the National AIDS Commission Hand in Hand Ministries, the Belize Family Life Association, and the Belize and the Ministry of Health. News 5's Marian Ali and Kenroy Michael were present for the handing over, and this is their report.
5 organizations whose daily operations involve helping people with health-related issues have received assistance from the Global Fund to continue the next phase of their work. The checks were handed out this time through the principal recipient of the funds, the National Health Insurance. General Manager of NHI, Dr. Roman Figueroa.
We basically signed the agreement to disburse the funds that are assigned to them to implement activities and plans that have already been approved for implementation for this first quarter. They have to report on every activity that they implement, and this is linked to the national plan, which is already an official and approved document.
The Belize Family Life Association, BFLA, offers HIV testing to people from all social backgrounds, as their general manager, Joan Burke-Skeen, told us.
We have what we call an essential package of services that we provide as an organization, and so that is one of those services is HIV testing. And so definitely what Global Fund does for us is to complement what we do as an association. Also, because we are sexual rights advocates, we ensure that our services, we do not discriminate. And so, having been the recipient for the fund area that deals specifically with key populations, this assists the association in meeting the key pops that we work with particularly.
The Global Fund's focal point in Belize, Ruth Jaramillo, spoke more about the program.
What this project has done is that it allowed, opened the conduit again for the hiring of key personnel, particularly under the Ministry of Health, as we were mentioned before, with the employment of additional adherence counselor, a TB HIV coordinator, and some other key positions. The gene expert machines and all the required equipment have been procured already and distributed to the Ministry of Health. This is good news because that means that if you need to be monitored for viral load, it is now available in every district. So that makes accessing services easier for the client.
And this is where the Ministry of Health plays a key role, according to Dr. Melissa Diaz, who is the Director of Public Health and Wellness.
The Ministry of Health has worked closely with National AIDS Commission and as well with Global Funds before to target populations that are more difficult or populations who don't seem to access care the way that we want them to access care, including patients with HIV, tuberculosis, and other areas as well. So persons who might not feel comfortable coming into one of our health facilities or coming in through the regular route. We work with the CSO hubs and with other partners who are able to ensure that they're known as peer navigators. So the peer navigators will go out and try to recruit patients so that we ensure that we put that emphasis in preventative medicine and in primary care.
Jaramillo identified that one area of service that needs to be strengthened is advocacy. She said that they would be calling on the National AIDS Commission to assist with that effort. Reporting for News 5, I'm Marian Ali.
A meeting of mayors was held today at the House of Culture in Belize City by National Celebrations Commission Chair Francis Fonseca. The NCC commits to support all municipalities for the observance of September celebration activities annually. In line with that tradition, Minister Fonseca presented support funding to the representatives of the various municipalities.
We hope that we'll have exciting, dynamic celebrations this year. I know people have been locked up for 2 years. They've not been able to fully enjoy the national celebrations. So I think everybody is collectively looking forward to this year's celebrations. People want to be a part of it. So I think we have some exciting events planned. Of course, we have the usual traditional events on the September celebrations calendar, the September 10th, September 21st, Independence Day activities. But this year, of course, Carnival is back. As the association says, we're back on the road. So I think a lot of Belizeans are looking forward to that. That is scheduled, I believe, for September 3rd here in Belize City. So, the bands are excited. We're giving them as much support as we can. So I think that will be an exciting day for Belizeans. We also, of course, have events like the Tribute to Belizean Patriots, the National Awards. But very importantly, some of the new innovative activities that we launched last year, which were largely virtual. This year we're hoping to have a bigger audience for those activities. The panel discussion in collaboration with the University of Belize to talk about the state of our nation.
And that's the news. We take this opportunity to invite our viewers to catch an airing of last night's Caribbean Media Awards ceremony right here on Channel 5 immediately following Mega Bingo. Tonight's broadcast is available in both text and streaming video at channel5belize.com. You can also connect with us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/News5Live. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, please remember to wash your hands, keep your social distance, and stay safe. Good night.